What's up, everybody? Another wonderful Monday night of Chewin the BBQ Fat. I'm in heaven right now. I got my buddy Robert here. We get to do the show together tonight. It's going to be so much fun. He's showing off with all those trophies back there. But when you're the best, you're the best. I mean, that's all there is to it. So, Robert, how you doing tonight?
We're back to dollar store range now. This is the original Chewin the BBQ Fat. It's dollar store night here.
It's dollar store.
Chewin the BBQ Fat.
Oh man, it's so much fun. We got a lot going on tonight. We got a lot that we're going to talk about. Man, we got to cook together this weekend. What a great time we had at Sip and Swine, Marshall, Georgia. Another 115 teams competed this weekend, 82 pros. Just amazing contest. People from all over the country came. Just awesome times. But real quick, guys, y'all share this page. We got a big announcement coming up here tonight on Chewin the BBQ Fat. I'm super excited to have some people come on and talk about what's going on. So y'all be ready. We're gonna bring them on in just a second. But real quick, I wanted Robert to go ahead and just tell everybody real quick what he's been up to other than just winning everything.
Nobody, I don't know what you're talking about. I beat you in pork, and that was it. That's the only thing that happened this weekend.
Oh, that was big to me.
Now that we just did our second comp of the year, we haven't done that many. I know you have somebody coming on that's probably done half a dozen already this year. But yeah, we're only on our second. We just did Sip and Swine this past weekend. A lot of great teams. We got one call in pork and still wound up 6. So I was pretty darn happy with that, considering the caliber of teams that were there. So
it was tough. It was a tough weekend. Yeah. It was good. We got a second place. We'll talk about all that later though.
Yeah.
But one thing that we've been doing here on Chewin the BBQ Fat is we've been trying to push barbecue. We've been trying to really get the word out about things. So I had an opportunity today. One of our buddies, called me and asked if they could come on and talk about something they have going on. So of course, if it's a contest and somebody wants to push a contest, I'm gonna let you have time to talk about your contest. So if you want to know, if you want to talk to me, if you want to do stuff, come on and talk to me and let's get it going. But we've got some big news tonight. Let's just bring them on, Robert. What do you think? We'll get them on here and we can bring them on. What's up, Noel and Brad? How y'all doing?
Good.
Hello.
Good. Man, Brad, it was great seeing you this weekend, coming all the way down.
I didn't go down to cook. I decided not to go. I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, even with your presence was still felt, buddy.
It looked like fun, though. I will say that. It looked like a good time. I might try to go next year. It was great. We had a good time, man. We had a blast down there, and congrats on your guys' call. I managed to get that 8th place ribbon, so that's pretty good. But it's a good time. It's always fun going out.
When they mentioned the ribs, it was the who's who of barbecue. I mean, it was an awesome. When they named all those rib teams, I was like, holy smokes, that's awesome.
It really was, and I beat Blaine Hunter, which was my personal goal in ribs. And so that really made the weekend worthwhile.
Yeah, when I heard those names for ribs, I said, oh, okay, now we're getting to what I expected.
Yeah, here it goes. and then we sat on our hands the rest of the weekend and clapped for everybody. So it's good. It's barbecue. How barbecue works, man. I've been running pretty hot, and then this game has a way, and Robert will tell you, it can humble you in a hurry. So as soon as you think you've got it figured out, you don't, and it's on to the next event. So
that's awesome. All right, so you are on tonight as National Barbecue League, correct? I mean, that's kind of what you're representing tonight.
That's correct. Yeah, the Barbecue League is what we're talking about. The hat on. I should switch it around. I think I've got one.
And I know everybody knows you're just getting amazing cook team, but I think what we're talking about tonight, I know you and Noel have had a discussion, and y'all are partnering together for a contest. Noel, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about what's going on with the contest you got going on?
Yeah, so we got a contest coming up at the end of October, 30th and 31st. It's the Shelby Barbecue Extravaganza in Shelby, North Carolina. It's going to be presented this year by the National Barbecue League. We're really excited to have them on board. It's going to be at the Cleveland County Fairgrounds. It's a huge facility, a great venue, and it's going to be a double event. It's the last weekend of the Team of the Year points chase. So we expect that there's going to be some teams there that are vying for first place, and we hope that this is going to be a great contest for them, and we look forward to seeing them there.
It's going to be awesome. So, Brad, we discussed a little bit, and anybody that's been watching the BBQ Fat show, y'all know that I have been pushing for people to be watching the points chase, KCBS points chases, and the team of the year and everything. And Brad, you're taking it a step further. I think it's awesome. Tell everybody what your hope is.
Well, we just kicked off the year, in a good way down in the Southeast, and it looks like we're going to end it in the Southeast the way that it works. So, what we want to do is make that last weekend in the points chase kind of the center of the barbecue universe, as much as we can. And we want all the teams down there that need to get down there to get some points, and we want to finish the season strong. And we're going to do what I think should have been done last year. Going into Virginia, there just wasn't a lot of coverage, even though there's a lot on the line. Joe and I for one, but then there are also the individual category chases going on. Rooters and Tutors winning brisket that last weekend. I mean, I was leading going into it. And I ended up like third or fourth. There were, I think, probably 8 or 10 teams that could have won brisket team of the year last year, and it just wasn't getting any coverage. So I think our goal, is going to be to come in there and let everybody know what's at stake. Give the teams that are competing for it all the coverage that they need, and let everybody know how it turns out. And I think it's a tremendous opportunity. For the barbecue league and a tremendous opportunity for the event. And it really gives us a chance to kind of pilot how some of our event sponsorships might look in the future.
And let me rephrase it. The barbecue league. I keep calling it.
We kind of went through a rebranding. We're they're national. We've gone worldwide. We are the barbecue league now. So
yeah.
we're
not. It's not just national. It is the barbecue league. It's just like it's Chewin the BBQ.
We had Robin on there doing ribs this weekend. If anybody saw that, so that was super cool to get. Tim and I, of course, are in the Midwest. It was good to get down. That's one of the reasons we went down there, is to try to feature some different people that we don't necessarily see every weekend. But so it was really cool to see that. And once COVID lifts, we're definitely going to be taking this thing over to Europe and Australia and some places like that.
That's awesome. So real quick again, tell everybody the weekend it is. Robert, if you have anything to say, just go ahead and chime in. But tell people where it is and the dates again, just for people that don't necessarily know where Shelby is.
Right, Shelby, North Carolina. We're about 45 minutes southwest of Charlotte, so just not too far off of I-85. We're kind of nestled in between 85 and 40. So no matter where you're coming from, we're about halfway from everywhere. It's October 30th and the 31st at the Cleveland County Fairgrounds. They had the hog happening there for 25 years, and it was really a huge contest. And hadn't been there in a couple of years, but it'll hold about 95 teams. Right now, we're planning on 65 to 75 teams. For teams that are kind of late in the season chasing points, we're going to have you a spot. We're not going to. That's one thing we want to have. We want to have these end of the year points chase ended up in Shelby. So we're going to make sure we get you in there. We've got a plan for that. But then go to bbqshelby.com, bbqshelby.com, and applications online, and email, phone number, stuff's online. So you can email me, call me, or whatever if you got any questions. But I encourage everybody, go ahead and get your application sent in, and let's go ahead and get this list made.
I love it. Yeah,
it's going to fill up pretty quick, I would imagine. Well,
yeah, please,
up to a certain amount.
Please go ahead. And Robert, do you have any questions?
No, sir. I'm good.
Okay, good. So Brad, I know y'all have been doing a lot of live look-ins on for the members of the league. Can you tell people that are not familiar what the league is doing, barbecue league is doing, and what all the benefits are? I mean, I could give you a long list of benefits to joining this, but I just want you to have a quick spotlight to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. No, we're giving people unprecedented access to, the top pit masters in the land. And, the live looks we kind of fell into by accident and ended up being super popular, where we're seeing people boxing their meat. Like, I mean, you can't get that anywhere. and it's live looks, live hits, Blaine Hunter and trailers and showers. We had that going on over the weekend, and we have tell all recipes. We've got discussion groups. We've got some backyard recipes. Obviously, we've got looks at the restaurant business. We've got all kinds of content coming out. One of the things that's going out is a stupid look of Tim and I doing a dumb challenge where we're cooking on one drum. I mean, it's just what we're doing is it's a members only group. The reason why we had to do that, we tried to do this on YouTube, and we just couldn't fund it on YouTube. So we came up with a nominal member fee that you have to pay to get in there. And there's a couple different ways to do it, but the competition kind of level is $100 a year. And you get in there and you get to see all this. And what that's going is that drives content. I mean, that's 100% of that. What comes in, we push back out the door to be able to get our film crews there, be able to make stuff happen, be able to make the recipes happen, be able to sponsor contests, stuff like that to make this content better. And the whole purpose of it and the thought behind it is to try to raise the awareness and the footprint of competition barbecue, just to make it bigger and better for everybody, is kind of our end goal. So that, the BBQleague.com, you can get on there, you can sign up, and then you get access to all this content. I mean, I can tell you right now, we have people winning every weekend cooking these recipes that are coming off there. It's amazing the feedback we've gotten and people beating me. I mean, yes, they'll think, what are you doing? Well, we're telling everybody how to do what we're doing, and we're getting killed because of it. The guy did Triple H that won this past weekend, and I don't want to ever take credit for anybody's stuff. And it's certainly, he does his own thing. You have to cook the stuff, but he's been a barbecue league member, and he's been in there and there's been a lot of people that looked at it, and it's, you're maybe not going to teach you how to cook, but it's going to give you those little tips and those little pro things that help you take your game to the next level.
Yeah. I think it's awesome. Robert, what do you think?
It sounds good to me. One thing I wanted to ask Noel, what was the date of your competition again?
October 30 and 31.
All right, thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to the site and I didn't see it on that initial page you go to. So
All right.
We're going to fix that right now, aren't we, bud?
Nice. Yes, we will.
Well, good. Well, I know,
All
Brad,
right.
I know you got to get going tonight. I know you got a lot going on, and I appreciate you coming on. Where are you flying out to next to go cook?
Man, we're taking a couple weeks off. We got the kids going on spring break. So the next contests that I'm going to be doing are 3 weekends, which is there's a double here in Missouri that's about an hour from the house. So there's one in I believe it's St. Roberts, Missouri, and then Waynesville, they're about 10 miles apart. So it's a good contest. Somebody's looking for a double to cook that time of the year. Come on out and cook it. And we'll be watching. I know we're going live as the Barbecue League from Shawnee, Oklahoma. So that's in 2 weeks. So everybody can tune into that, get the live coverage there. And now after that, I think I'll be pretty well just, doing my normal thing, cooking as much as I can and see where everything shakes out. See everybody in North Carolina at the end of the year. Hopefully I'm there playing for something. If not, we'll be there watching it. And, appreciate you having us on there, and Noel, looking forward to the partnership and making that, one of the premier events of the season.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all. Anything else you want to say?
No, just go to the website and we'll have the dates on there tomorrow.
Awesome.
That will be fixed.
Well, good. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on, and Robert and I are going to continue the discussion, and we'll let y'all get out and have a great night. Brad, thanks for coming on. Noel, thanks for coming on tonight, and we will see you soon on the trail.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Brad.
Thank you.
Sir. All right, Robert. What an awesome opportunity that's going on out there. And I'm going to answer a couple quick questions that were on here. My sock combo with my flip flops was awesome. I was really styling and profiling there. It got super hot, super fast. So I had to change clothes, Chris, just for you there. And the money that goes for the the Barbecue League goes to for the film crew and everything else, and the website that they've got going on. I know people are asking about that. What website did he say, Robert, for that contest?
It's barbecueshelby.com.
barbecueshelby.com.
Yep.
There you go.
And you go on there, you just click for the entry form. I can't remember. Did he say it was a double? I can't even remember.
It is a double.
Yes. It is a double.
And it's the
Entry
last
fees.
weekend of the
Yep.
KCBS tournament or calendar or whatever.
Yep. And it's a $300 entry. And the deadline for the 300 entry is September 30th. So make sure you get in there before then. After that, it goes up to $350 per day. So definitely worth getting in there. And it looks like they have 20, 30, and 50 amp power. So you have one of those big RVs like all the ones we saw this past weekend at Sip and Swine. It looked like an RV show more than a barbecue contest.
Did it not? I mean, it was
I'm
crazy.
telling you.
I know, and I know Brad. I didn't get to see it, but I know they did a trailer tour of some of the different.
That's right.
trailers.
He got a new trailer, didn't he?
Yeah, he got a trailer. I mean, and go with. I mean, it's really fun to see how barbecue has changed over the past couple of years. I mean, it's just a different. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
different animal. I want to say, but it's just been wild. I mean, there's a lot of, I mean, you and Lex, y'all. I mean, y'all travel all over the country, right? So I mean, it helps having a motorhome. And it's just I don't want to say you have to have it, right? Like you don't have to have that.
Definitely don't. Nope.
But it is something it's a comfort thing.
But I think
So-
that's why the cost is going up too, because they need more space, they need more power. So that's why we see an increase in prices, to be honest. So
Yeah.
a lot of people complain about that, but majority of us do now have the bigger rigs and things like that. So that organizer's got to be prepared for that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, and then you could be Mark Weatherall, right? Maya Jane. And and cook out of an 8x14 and go out there and kick everybody's butt. I mean, that's just what he does.
I know, man. He's on the cusp of getting that grand champion.
I mean, he's right
so
there.
close every week now.
Yeah.
It's going to be soon. That's for sure.
It is. I thought he had a good chance of winning it also. I mean, it's, he's a guy that's coming out there. He's an up and coming cook that is going to he's going to take off. He's going to, I mean, I could see him doing what some of these guys are doing right now. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about Sip and Swine, what Jim and Cindy Lloyd did this weekend. I mean, this was the last contest of the year last year before COVID happened, right? I mean,
it was. You're right. Yeah.
And I'm not going to say everything's back to normal by any stretch of the imagination, but when you walk down there to the festival part of things, it looked like it was a good sight to see people out enjoying themselves again for the first time in a long time. I felt like
it looked somewhat closer to normal anyway, so that was good.
I mean, it was something that was uplifting. But
but again, they did a great job, great contest, great power. I mean, hookups for the competitors. So again, another great job. We always have a good time there. So
yeah, I mean, anytime you pull up and you see Parker there, the power is going to be the power of water. You're not going to have any issues.
Definitely.
So all right. Well, Robert, I know that you came up to me the other day. Well, real quick before I get any farther, I want to push contests. I want to push some contests, and there's a couple contests that we've been talking about. I know Smoke on the Falls is full, right? Janet's full.
I believe it is. Yeah.
I'm my buddy Mark Porter with Hog Wild in Brookhaven, Mississippi. I talked to him today. He said he's getting a lot of teams signed up. So if you're looking for one to sign up for, all indicators say that's going to be a great contest. And are there any other contests that you can think of, Robert, that is a great contest that you just don't think people should miss out
on? I don't know. I mean, there's several now that I'm signed up for that are full. We're in Lebanon, Tennessee at Smoke on the Shores, not this weekend, but the following weekend. And that one's, I think, full. And that they're having an SCA on Friday night as well. So looking forward to that. I don't know. We got one of the Rufus Teagues coming up in Roebuck, South Carolina. And that I'm looking forward to that one. I know a lot of those are at campgrounds, so that's always great especially if you have one of those bigger rigs, because you're gonna have full hookups. So that's a good thing. Goodness, I don't know, man. We have a lot of different ones on the schedule this year. We're heading to Missouri for a couple of them. Cape Girardeau. It'll be the second time we do that one, so we're looking forward to that. And then Kennett, Missouri, we're going to do one up there. But I've been seeing a couple new ones come up on the schedule. We're going to try to hit this year. So I think where we did a lot in Georgia last year, I don't think we're going to be able to hit as many, but we're going to be heading a little bit farther west this year, I think.
Good. Get out there and go win out there too. I love it, Robert.
Yeah.
So it sounds like we got the SCA World Championships this weekend. Murfreesboro, Illinois. Yeah. So speaking of the SCA, Ellen has brought in the all queued up. We've got some of the hottie toddy stuff in on the site now. So y'all check out. Ellen's brought in a bunch of new products. We got Simply Marvelous products on the site now. So if y'all are looking for anything new to try, we've got a bunch of new products in the past week or so that, give it a try. I mean, it's going to be great. So Murfreesboro, Illinois is still going on. So it should be a special one this year with Mike's passing and all. Okay. Yeah, that's right, Ryan. That Lex's apple pie. If y'all have never had her apple pie for 11/11, I mean, it is something special. Ryan with Gray Street, he said, bring it on up to Indiana.
There you go.
So, but anyway, I think we've hit. Just get out and support your contest. That's what this is all about. And the thing to me, Robert, what is so cool when you came up with this idea of Chewin the BBQ Fat and what it's become, and I know I've taken it probably in a little different direction than what we originally had, but it is so cool to see people come up to us and talk about how they've learned things, and how they've been able to take some of the things that have come from this show, and it's helped them be better cooks. And I can do nothing but credit you. I mean, you get it. You're the guy that had the idea, had it, and with all the connections that you've had that you bring in, it's just, I think it's awesome what you do for barbecue and who you are in this industry. And I thank you for being such a good ambassador to barbecue. But anyway,
I appreciate what you and Ellen do for us. So I thank you for that. One thing I noticed from this contest this past weekend is the drums, man. They're everywhere now, and I know they were pretty big anyway, but I think I'm seeing more and more. It's getting to the point now where you're starting to see less stick burners. I know a lot of people that had stick burners are switching over to drums now. So
yeah,
not that I've switched yet, but
you haven't switched yet. But it is kind of it is interesting to see. It's really interesting to see. J&B's Beth. She was on some cans this weekend. Scott Smith, Southern Cube. He's got a line of cans out there, and they're great cans, right? They're good cans. It's just like any other smoker, as we talk about all the time. You got to know how to cook on them. You got to know what your smoker does, right? Like your champion back and forth all day long. You know what it does. But I love reading these comments and everything. If I do have one the blue drum that I cook pork on, I do still have available. That's the only one I have left. Southern Q drums rock to third place in pork off the silver. Yeah, that's right. I mean, but anyway, it's fun to see. I've thoroughly enjoyed, and Robert, we have this discussion, right? We talk about it. Like it's fun to cook on. It's fun to try something new. But why do you think that is happening?
I don't know. I mean, people like Brad are winning all the time, and Tim, and other people on cans now. So people see that and they're like, hey, and you know what? They're easy to carry around, even though you may need 3 or 4. But for some, they're easier to carry around. They're easier to deal with, and you cook really hot and fast on that compared to even me. I know you start a lot later than I do, so people like that about it as well. You can cook a lot quicker and cook just as good as some of these other cookers where you're cooking a lot slower. So that's definitely appealing to a lot of people,
So you didn't tell Lex that you already have a couple drums on order? She doesn't know that yet?
No, she doesn't know that yet.
Just kidding, Lex. I mean, we put the meat on at 7:00 this weekend. And I mean, it's not much different from when I was on my Jambo. My Jambo, we started at 6. I mean, it wasn't completely that much of a changeover. And I know you get plenty of sleep too, right? I mean, you start cooking at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, I still get up at 4 to light off, but yeah, I mean, I prefer the sort of the hotter and the faster. I rather just sleep through the night and
I'm with you.
lay low, get up at 5 to wrap. I go to bed at hours or something and get up.
Yeah, I mean, that's to me, which is so. I don't know. I just like I like trying to learn to cook on different things, and that's one thing that I know everybody's watching on here is like they all want to cook on something and learn to cook on it and cook it to the best ability. I think it's neat to watch. I got to personally watch Matt Goodman with Potts Barbecue. He was right in front of me. I mean, I got to watch a pit master do his thing. I mean, he had an issue and he was flustered, but he didn't stop. He lit up another smoke. I mean, he just got to do his thing, and he came out and he salvaged a decent cook, right? I mean, um, and I think that's what you're getting out of these pit masters nowadays is, you know, I know you could go get you a WSM and you could beat people. You can go cook on a gravity fed and you would beat somebody. You would go get you a pellet grill and beat somebody. When you can go cook on anything, and you are going to be able to compete and win. And that's just because of the pit master that you are, right? Like you are a true pit master. Um, and I would like to know what is it about you that makes you have that confidence that you can cook on anything on any given weekend.
I don't know that if I have that confidence. You definitely need to learn the cooker. I mean, that's anybody. I mean, I think I know how to cook the meat as long as I can learn the cooker, knowing where the hot spots are, knowing where the cool spots are. I mean, that happened when we got invited to teach that Rec Tech class out at that Rec Tech headquarters in Evans.
Shoot, yeah.
I had never cooked on, I can't remember, was it the 700? The Rec Tech 700? I've never cooked on that cooker. But the students that were there actually owned that cooker. So I had to ask them, okay, let me know where are the hot spots at. I'll tell you how to cook the meat, but where exactly are the hot spots? And they sort of taught me where on that cooker is to put best place to put certain meat. So you definitely need to know that, but that usually only takes 3 or 4 cooks out to figure out a cooker at the most. Once you know the best places to put meat or where you have certain hot spots, then it makes it much easier for sure.
And that's on any cooker, right? I mean, that's
right.
what you do.
Right.
So, and Scott Smith's other cute, he's on here. I was just talking about his drums. He's making himself a new stick burner. And I don't know if anybody's seen it. He's got a prototype going. It looks great. And it's going to be a great product, just like all the other smokers that he builds. They're going to be great products. So just be on the lookout. I know he doesn't have it available yet. He's still working on it, and he's competing with it, and he's doing good. He got another chicken call. I can cook chicken like nobody I've seen. It's amazing. So y'all be on the lookout for Scott Smith, Southern Q, his stick burner that he has coming out.
Speaking of chicken, this past weekend, man, chicken legs ruled the top 10.
Did they really?
The majority of the top 10 were chicken legs. I didn't look at 10th or 11th and below, but every time they called somebody up, I'd be like, oh, they cook chicken legs. Oh, they cook chicken legs. So,
I mean, Georgia, chicken legs are king in Georgia.
I know that Atlanta area, they love their chicken legs, don't they?
I guess. And I have yet to cook them. Obviously, that's why I can't cook chicken. So we might be making a change pretty soon to at least try them. Right, at least try them. Might as well.
You don't change much, Brian. Why would you do that?
I don't ever change anything. On a weekly basis, I change something. That's pretty awesome. But I want to talk about pork because you have been a pork guy for a long time for me. We've discussed pork over and over again, and you prove once again that you are the pork king. I mean, you got it down. So talk a little bit about pork and what it is that makes you such a good pork cook.
shoot.
Well,
I don't
first of all,
know.
are you
Many years of trying to figure out what the heck the judges want. I mean, it seems like it changes, every couple of years. They want something different. I think this time last year, I was sort of having a hard time with pork. And then I sort of figured out that the judges want a little bit more flavor. I was going a little bit too sweet. So I had to go the opposite direction. And some weekends it comes out a little overcooked. Some weekends it's undercooked. So as long as you can hit that. And I noticed at Sippin' Swine, I usually take my money muscles to 205. And there was no way they were going that far this past weekend. I maybe took it to 201, 202, and even the rest of the butt was below 200. So yeah, things got done a little sooner on the temperature scale for me this past weekend. How were they for you?
I got to 205.
Did you? Yeah, I don't know what it was, but even the ribs got done a little sooner. Just everything.
It was a weird cook for me. I tell you, the craziest thing for me, I'm still learning these cans. In Young Harris, we cooked, and I filled up the charcoal basket, and we went through hardly any charcoal at all in the cook. And this week, two of my pork and my brisket drum ran out of charcoal. Now we filled it up 3/4 of the way full instead of completely full, but we ran through it fast. I mean, that was the biggest change for us was the fuel consumption, and that was something. I mean, luckily, that is a positive, right? We had 4 cans there, so we had 4 drums, and I was able to move it over. I mean, it was already wrapped. I was able to move my brisket over to my rib drum once it was all done, and no problem. So I mean, it was barometric pressure. We got barometric pressure going on. We got low humidity, and apparently I didn't look at that before I went in. But it was just interesting, and it was an interesting. And my pork. So I flip my pork, right? I go fat side down, and then I flip it over halfway through the cook. And normally I'm having a good bit of char on there, and I didn't have the char on there this time that I have been getting. So it was a different cook for sure.
Well, obviously it didn't hurt you because you came in second. You still did well with pork again this week, so I think you got that down anyway.
For 2 weeks, and then we'll change. But no, I've had a good cook. I've had two back-to-back cooks in pork, and and to be honest with you, I mean, whatever it is what it is. But the barbecue league has helped on that. I mean, there's some information that's told in that's helped. Now I'm not doing everything they do. I do a different cook. I mean, I have a different recipe and all this, but it shortens the learning curve for sure.
Now it seems a lot. Now I don't know if you did it this past weekend, but it seemed a lot of people are moving to the sliced money muscle and the bacon. Hearing that a lot from a lot of cooks. I haven't moved that direction, but I'm hearing that a lot of people doing at least the sliced money muscle, bacon, and some chunks.
Yeah, so, I'll tell you what I do. I don't care. That's my thing. I mean, I'm getting my money muscles, and I'm slicing the money muscle, and I'm digging into that bacon, which I've never done before, right? And that's all I use is money muscles and bacon. And it's kind of tough because the rest of the pork, I mean, there's no room for error. If it's not good, you don't have any other meat to go with because I don't separate the money muscle. Like I don't separate it and put it back on. I just, once the money muscle's done, my bacon's done, and I just pull it off. So generally the tubes aren't there. And I don't have, and I debone it, so I don't have that horn muscle there to go with. So it's one of those things where you better have done it right.
Yeah, and I've tried the bacon before. First time out was here in Huntsville, a local comp, and we actually got a 180 in pork. And then I tried it again, like the next contest, and we bombed. So, but I think where we messed up is because I cut the money muscle off at a certain temp, and then I put the rest of the butt back on. So I was getting the bacon too mushy, I think.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think when the money muscle's done, that's when the bacon's done. Not that I know, but I'm thinking that's the case because I think that's what everybody else is doing. When that money muscle's done, that's when the bacon's done. Of course, I'm go shooting for the tube, so I got to put the rest of the butt back on to get those. So
Yeah, I mean, and that's kind of the struggle. What do you do? I mean, so that's something that, I'm cooking 4 butts. I don't know. Some people get 5 on there. I don't know how it works. But it's one of my deals where it's like I got 4 options, and one of my butts didn't even have a money muscle on it, but I still cooked it just for that bacon.
Oh, yeah.
And isn't that crazy? I mean, I used to just take that fat and just throw it away. And now I think it's something that I don't know. It's changed for me. I mean, of course, I do a lot more to it, but I mean, it is something that's been good.
Yeah. So have you heard about people putting burn ends in for brisket? Is that coming back? Rumor is that's starting to come
I mean,
back.
Kerry Chastain, he's on right now, and he said, and I've noticed the past couple weeks, he's posted pictures and he's had burn ends in the box. And it's funny you say that. I've noticed more and more teams, they are getting calls that are putting burn ends in the box. And obviously I can't cook a brisket anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it's to the point to where I feel like I've always cooked the point, but I haven't done anything with it. I think I might have to go back and at least work on that again, because I'm with you. I was going to ask you that question when we got to brisket. Because how many times have me and we had that discussion about burn ends? I mean, that was one of the very first Chewin the BBQ Fat episodes we had. That was one of our most popular shows, if you recall, talking about burn ends.
Yeah.
And I see a change.
No, I've been hearing rumors that judges are starting to become more accepting of sort of that fattier point meat, and I hope that's true because I know I like it. In fact, this past weekend we did turn in burn ends because I told Lex if we slice this flat up and there's anything wrong with it or we don't like it as much, we're putting in burn ends. What the heck? Let's roll the dice. And sure enough, we sliced the flat. We just haven't been doing that well with the flavor in the flat lately. So I told her, I said, hey, if this slice can't stand alone, then we're going to put in burn ends. And sure enough, that's what we wound up doing. And we got like 13th in brisket, which is better than I thought we were going to get. So I don't know if we got that because of which was like a 174 point something. And I don't know if we got that because of the burn ends or we were able to doctor the flat up enough. Who knows? But I thought it was all good. And we turned in they had quite a bit of fat in those burn ends. So, but they were
good. I mean, you must have, how many burn ends did you have? I mean, if you turned in, what you turned in? 8 of them? 6, 8?
No, it's just usually always 6.
Okay, so you turned in 6. Chad Stewart had some of your burn ends. Mark, he had some of your burn ends. It sounds like you gave burn ends to everybody but me.
That's because you were so far away, man. I'm telling you.
I know. I tell you what, that is one thing about going to the drums, that it makes it hard. It makes it hard to leave your site. I mean, I can't go anywhere. And part of that's one reason why I try on Friday to make sure I get out and do as much as I can, because once Saturday morning goes, it's hard to go anywhere. But
yeah, I can't go far for too long. That's for sure.
No, I mean,
the temperature just winds up dropping when I do that. So
yeah, and I know Beth J&B, she's on, and she had a master judge, or she had a judge cook with her, I guess, to become a master judge. And she said they said to put in burn ends, and they didn't. That makes me. I mean, it's a whole nother swing, right? I mean, you see cycles all the time in barbecue, and I feel like we could be changing again to the burn ends.
And I hope so, because that means that the judges are starting to understand, what the meat is. We're cooking a Wagyu brisket. Guess what? Those burn ends are going to be usually have some fat in them. So
yeah,
if you have judges that are more accepting of the fat and they understand the product, then maybe we could start putting it in. I'd rather do it. I mean, shoot, I'm paying for the thing anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather put them in the box.
Yeah. I didn't even take mine out of I mean, I cooked them and they were done. I didn't even take them out of the pan for turn-ins. I didn't even, this is how bad of a cook I am. I didn't even like check them, right? Because I've been trained for so long that burn-ins, it's one of those things. Are you trying to win that code, or are you trying not to bomb? And for so long I've been, they can hurt you, they can hurt you, they can hurt you. But now I think it might be back to, well, you better put them in the box. That's going to be what's going to separate you from the next guy.
Yeah. Well, I think the good rule is if you think your slices are really that good, flavor. Like I said, we did something, and that's why we decided to put them in.
Yeah. So what about ribs? What can you tell me about ribs? Because apparently I forgot how to cook them.
Well, apparently I did too, because we did okay. We got like a 169, but we didn't do all that well. My ribs weren't as tender as they usually are. I mean, they were done, but the chew on them wasn't the same. It's like they didn't have as much fat in there as they usually do, which is surprising. I cooked compars and they looked like they had a decent amount of fat. It didn't have that chew that it normally does. For me, I mean, I cooked the compart pork too, and the pork butts have been pretty consistent, but my ribs sort of been up and down a little bit. But I know Jim said there were some quality issues there for a little bit, but I don't know. I ordered some more this week, so hopefully this next batch is a little bit better. But they tasted good. I thought they were right there where they normally are. It just didn't have that bite that it normally does. But hopefully we'll have that the next contest. So
yeah, Kerry just said, Kerry he got second place in brisket with a 180, and under the radar, Allen, he had a 180, and he said he just turned in slices. So I mean, it's one of those things you don't have to, but I do believe they're coming. I think they're coming again. I think and I've seen sometimes getting 8s an appearance, and I think there's starting to be some of the, and it could be judges, right? It could be judges have that expectations again of they want to see them. I think judges have changed a lot during COVID. I think the people that are judging, it's a different world.
Well, contests like the Sip and Swine, because we had so much teams, they had a lot of judges there that normally are not judging. You had a lot of teams there that were judging. I know a few teams, those people were there judging instead of competing. So that was a little bit different thing to see. You don't usually see that except for these big contests like this.
Right.
So I think that makes a difference in the scoring as well. I think some of the teams are a little bit more, judgmental in their scoring compared to other judges.
Okay, third place. So I mean, you don't have to turn burn-ins. Don't get me wrong. We're not saying you have to turn them in. I'm just saying I think it's changed from turning burn-ins is almost hurting you to where it's not necessarily hurting you. And I'm, Trey Terry, our buddy Trey T-Ray, the guy that I used to be your best friend, and Trey has completely replaced me now as your new best friend. It's okay, Trey. You're going to be going for too much longer if you keep treating him the way you've been treating him here lately. But he says that
crappy chicken.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you keep up having a best friend like that gives you his calls and doesn't do the thing. I mean, just whatever it is, what it is. It's all good. Not going to go any more on that. Let's see. Yeah, Bill, you had a great weekend. 6 with just slices for Bill Purvis too. I mean, it's so like I say, I'm not telling you that you have to do it. I don't think you're saying that either. I just think that the judges are more susceptible to burn-ins than they were.
I think, like I said, I think judges, I'm hoping, are becoming more accepting of a Wagyu burn-in.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see.
So, are you going to cook legs, or are you going to stick with thighs?
I'll still stick with thighs. For me, Springer Mountain Farms isn't sponsoring this year due to the cost issues. So I'm really struggling now to find a good source over here in the Huntsville area. So that's been my problem so far. I'm going to do a little practice this weekend with some stuff I found. So if that works, then hopefully it does. And that's a problem. I mean, you've been lucky enough to be sponsored and get a product. Then things happen. I mean, that's why I tell everybody, enjoy it while you got it, because it doesn't always last.
Right.
And you're always trying to find a different source for meat or whatever. I was just lucky enough those previous years where I didn't have to go out and buy anything. It all got shipped to me. But back to going to try to find chicken now. So hopefully we'll find some good stuff and get back on track, because chicken was our best category last year.
Well, that says a lot about Springer Mountain.
Yeah. Oh,
but
it's great product. I mean, we just can't find it. There's not many stores that carry it around here. So
yeah,
that's where you're
everybody's trying to show us up, Robbie. They're trying to tell all these teams that got the top 10 at Sip and Swine. They're all telling us how they did. I think they're just letting us know how good they were, right? Like, yeah, I know y'all are.
We know you're good. We know you're good.
When is I see Nathan and Ryan with Gray Street are on. Have you seen what they're trying to do in their competition? They've got a $95 or $100 meat allocation or whatever for their contest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that? I think that's pretty interesting, seeing how they're doing that. How do you think they're going to? When is that contest? I guess is the better question.
I don't know. I think it's in a few weeks. They are going to take all 4 KCBS meats and we put a $95 cap on their buy. So I know Nathan's been practicing with some choice brisket, I'm guessing, or he maybe found some cheap prime. I don't know.
April, he said. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we'll see how he does in that. It's curious. I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
And he's obviously working for it, because they're posting videos that are pictures that they're already buying that meat. So they're already, once they find it, they're rolling with it.
They actually did a class this past weekend. So they had a Gray Street class, and of course they saw Vanna cooking cheesecake there.
That's going to bring people in, no matter what.
With barbecue, let's go for the cheesecake, right?
Exactly. I mean, man, it's good cheesecake. But anyway, so what did you have on the agenda tonight that you wanted to ask me? Or did you get the agenda I sent you?
No, you forgot as usual.
Oh, I emailed it. Must have sent it to the wrong person. What is something else that you want to let people know about barbecue tonight?
Man, I don't know.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
I can't believe you put me on the spot like this.
I mean, that's what happens with no agenda. I mean, guys, we have Robert on. Robert, I mean, to me, it's very exciting for me when he comes on. But I will ask him any question y'all want to go. Y'all send me a comment in, I'll ask him and I'll make him answer. But what do y'all want to hear from him? Because he will be a tell-all tonight.
Yeah, right. I can hear Lex yelling up the stairs now.
Oh yeah, she's over here telling me to shut up after time I say something. Agenda. I can't spell it. Agenda.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how many people are watching or part of this barbecue league membership. I don't actually have one, but I've heard great things about it. We were part of their filming this past weekend. They filmed us for ribs. Not that we did decent ribs, but But that supposedly they have a lot of good information on there. I mean, especially if you're doing well, it's got to be good, right?
If it helps me, it can help anybody. I mean, straight out of Robert's mouth. If I can do well with it, anybody can do well with it. So, it's funny. Somebody was like, "Oh, you can cook. I thought you just did a podcast." I was like, "Well, I mean, I am friends with Robert. I mean, he does tell me a little bit of stuff."
Barbecue league. He stopped listening to me. He switched to barbecue league. Unstoppable now.
So I'm telling you guys, I mean, whatever. I'm not trying to push it or whatever, but it is beneficial. I mean, if you don't know what it is, at least check it out. At least go to the website and check it out. Robert will most likely jump on board before it's all said and done. I mean, when he was able to show his rib ribs off to everybody, I mean, it's a big deal. So
yeah, I probably didn't sound that good doing it. I would never know because I'm not a member. So I got to get a membership just to see how, stupid I sounded doing ribs. But we enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. I can't remember the guy's name that was filming it, but he was nice. And
Mark is on. He's watching.
Mark.
He said he tried.
Yeah, Mark was a good guy. Very nice. And yeah, we do it. And Lex, she loves to talk. She talks about me giving up secrets. Oh my goodness, man. She was going. I was like, what are you doing telling people all that?
She gets called up every once in a while, right?
She was like, getting your honey at Sam's and all this other stuff. I'm like, what the heck? You telling everybody everything?
We don't say that. Yeah, she gets on to you. She gets mad at me for asking you the questions, right? Like,
I know.
And then there she is, just telling it like it is. I mean, but that's what Lex is great. She's awesome. She really wants the best for people to do well. And it is good.
Yeah.
Mark said y'all both had a great camera presence. I mean, I mean, you are TV stars. You were the lead people on BBQ. I mean, you were it. So
we'll say it helped. It helped on being on BBQ because you get used to the cameras. And Lex is definitely getting used to it. That's for sure. She was telling everything.
She's just letting it fly. I love it. Man, Derek Johnson, man, good to see you, bud. Congratulations. What a great cook. He had all kind of issues getting there. Pulled in Friday, got in there late. Missed chicken turn in, had a tough time, and he comes back and he gets, I think, 14th place in ribs, 11th place in brisket. Never cooked a brisket before at a contest, and he gets 11th place in a brisket. I mean, that's just impressive. He's another guy that cooks. He cooks on cans. He bought some cans from us, and he's a member of the league, and he also went out to Brad's class. I mean, I think if there's anything to be said, taking classes, getting as much information as you can shortens your learning curve on all kinds of things. Definitely. So when do you have another class, Robert?
I don't know. I've been talking with Nathan about possibly doing a joint class with Gray Street at the end of the year, but we'll see. I really enjoy teaching. Yeah, I don't know if I want to try to do all 4 categories because I know that was rough. I do enjoy it though. I do enjoy teaching, and when we did that rec tech, I really enjoyed it.
I will say, guys, I mean, y'all all know Robert he is a hero of mine. He's great, a mentor to me. He's just an incredible guy. But I will tell you right now that Robert is, in my opinion, the best teacher when it comes to barbecue. The way he describes everything, how serious he takes it. There's a lot of good classes out there. And Robert, I'm not going to put you too much on the spot, but the way that he teaches, the passion, you can see the passion that him and Lex have for barbecue. So if and when he does another class, I would say right now jump on it, because we discussed it. You did three classes in 3 months or something like that, and that was a lot. That was a lot to do for you. And I didn't think it was going to happen again, right? Like I was like, man, he's
I was hurting. I was like 100 pounds heavier too, so it was tough. I couldn't believe I had scheduled 3 because after the first one I couldn't walk. So it's a lot of work, but like I said, it's fun teaching people, and especially when they come see you later saying, yeah, I did your recipe, and man, we did this. I know the guys from the Hog Mafia, I think it is, they took our pork recipe and went to the Carolinas, and they were killing it and getting paid, so they were happy. But that's what I like to hear. I mean, there was this guy this past weekend. He said, yeah, I watch you guys on Chewin the BBQ Fat. I watch your BBQs and YouTube channel. And he said, man, I learned a lot. And I think that's my favorite thing, is to see that, somebody's taking what we're saying and learning, because that's the way I learned. I remember back in the day, listening to the Barbecue Central radio show, listening to Darren Worth and all those other great teams on there, just absorbing everything that they're saying. and trying to figure out how to use that to cook. And I'm telling you that they were an inspiration to me, and that, I'm sure they enjoy teaching as well, and I like doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, and like I say, I mean, we've already got somebody signed up, so we've already got one. We've already got one in. Whenever you're ready, Derek, we'll be right there, and I'll be there too. We'll make sure we're there to sell product for you and do whatever else we need to do. And if you need somebody to run a pit, I've got it for you. But I just want to, let's see what Jeff say. I didn't see the far on yeah, nothing's better than, and I by no means, on your level by, the barbecue fat, Chewin the BBQ Fat show it's been a great tool. And there's a lot of information that you can learn from this show, because I have people like you and Brad and Matt and all the Chad, Chris, you name it. I got all these guys coming on that know what they're talking about. And I'm going to continue. I'm going to make Robert, before we get off tonight, and it's later the show goes, I'm going to see if I can't get him to give all y'all a good nugget that you can take away from tonight to better your barbecue ability. But it's just something that, don't be afraid to try and get information. Even Brad, Brad again, basic, he's always learning. He's always doing something. He's trying to get better. Robert, you take classes, right? I mean, it's something that you always do.
Yeah, I actually haven't been one in a couple of years, but I told Lex we need to get back. We used to do like 1 or 2 a year, and we haven't the last couple of years. So, well, with COVID, and then we were doing our classes the year before that. So I told her we need to start taking some classes again. I know with all this canned stuff, I want to go back and take Brad and Tim's again, because we took it way back when they first started doing classes, and I'm ready to take another one of theirs and see maybe, because I have a couple cans I like to start messing around with and see how some of my product turns out on that.
Maybe we can see if we can't get them to come down here somewhere and have them do a class down here, and I'll go down there with you. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So, well, good, Robert. Anything else? Is there anything else that you want to say before we head out tonight? And before I get a good nugget out from you?
I don't know. I know we all do KCBS. I think one thing I like to say is there's some other options out there. Talked to the president of GBA this past weekend. Of course, with my memory, I can't remember his name. Somebody will probably put it on there. Carrie, I know you know his name. But yeah, we're talking to the president of GBA. And if you've never done a GBA contest, it's all pork. So it's loin, pork ribs, and pork butt. And it's fun. It's a little bit like MBN. So you have a first round and then you have a finals. And I know a lot of KCBS cooks that go over there do well. So give it a try. I know they got quite a few contests going as well. I know we're trying to get a GBA in Montgomery area.
Nice.
Can't go too far north towards where we live, because there's not as many judges up this way for GBA. But yeah, get out there and try some different things. I know KCBS is our favorite too, but we like to change it up every once in a while and do some GBA. I know we team up with some other cooks and we do the GBA, so we all aren't doing all 3 meats. But yeah, I encourage everybody to get out there and try something different. We even go do steaks every once in a while, so that's fun.
Yeah, Greg Sebastian is the president.
That's right. That's right.
But anyway, I'm with you. Go out and cook as much as you can. Try and support as many people as you can in barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
If there's doing it, because it's just like this weekend. No telling how much money was raised for the House of Hope there in Gwinnett County, and that's something that's it's pretty cool to see when you go back and you see how a contest affects the community and has an impact the way it does. Is pretty awesome to see that you can be a part of that and really help and do things. Because I think a lot of times we just take that for granted. We really are changing people's lives just by supporting a barbecue contest. I know, as crazy as that seems, but there's truth to that. So
yeah, for sure.
So what is this tip about chicken where you take sauce off of another piece of chicken? You put on a chicken for BBQ or something like that is what they're talking about. Is that
What's
something
that?
you know about BBQ?
Oh no, like if you the chicken that you're going to put in the box, for us we pick out our 6 pieces, and if I sort of smudge one, we don't just take sauce out of the container that we got sauce in. We'll take sauce off another piece of chicken that we're not going to use, so it already has the sort of that same color, that same rub mixed in, and we use that to sort of patch up any spots or smudges because it's already got the rub there. So
There you go.
there's your little tidbit.
There's your little tidbit from right out of Robert's mouth. I mean, that if there's anything that can you do that on other meats, or is that just a chicken thing?
I don't know. I don't know why you do it on the other meats, but I guess you could.
There you
Yeah.
go. I don't know.
I don't know. I was allowed to tell you that because I see Lex writing it on the comments.
Yeah.
So I was authorized to say it.
Well, that's the only reason I even brought it up, Robert, because I know that Lex has
Good,
already
buddy.
talked about it. He's done all kinds of stuff. I'm here to save you, buddy. Don't you worry. So, oh man. So, what's your next contest?
Our next contest is in not this weekend, but the following weekend. We're cooking in Lebanon, Tennessee, Smoke on the Shores. And I think they got like 60 or 70 teams there. So it'll be a full house. Jason's contest has been a great one for years. So as long as it doesn't snow, we'll be all right.
Man, it started. Did you see that sleeting or snowing that we had Saturday morning at City Park?
Yeah, I didn't even realize it. It was sleeting, but
you were that focused.
yeah, we don't need any of that.
If you're that, you've got to be laser focused, like Robert, at a contest to not even know that it's snowing at a con. I mean, that's why they're the best. I mean, it is what it is.
You're the king at blowing smoke. I want to tell you that.
Oh, what you're talking about.
That's your talent, buddy.
I'm just proud I got one. I'm just proud I have a talent. But no, Robert, I appreciate you. I do. I thank you so much for coming on. And last week with the KCBS and the reps and had Emily on and her talking about what she did. It was a great show last week. I think it's really cool to see people caring as much as they do. I mean, it's a passion that we all have and we all care about it. So just get out there and try and do the best you can and have fun with it. So, but anyways,
Yeah.
did Lex want to come on and say hello? I know she was on earlier, or
she's downstairs. So
okay.
Yep.
Well, good. Robert, thank you so much for all you do.
All right, buddy.
I'm glad that you are the founder, co-founder, whatever, of Chewin the BBQ Fat, and you are always welcome on the show, sir.
Well, I appreciate it.
So, y'all have a wonderful night. We will see you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. It's going to be another wonderful night. So, y'all be ready. Hit those notifications. Make sure you come on. Don't miss it. And if you are not on Janet's waiting list at Smoke on the Falls, get on the waiting list. It's going to be an awesome contest. So, y'all have a wonderful night, a great week, and we will see you next week on Chewin the BBQ Fat. Oh.